I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to break down BTC, some weekend plans, what I expect from this hold here. A lot of people are chasing the SpaceX IPO and trading that right now, so that's naturally going to take liquidity away from the market. Although we are holding these big higher lows. The thing that I see here is this wick pushing below this wick here, in my opinion, is not the lows. I think that might be a lower time frame low, maybe a local low till we push back up to the median line here, which is where, you know, that 2021 top was. That's where I think that price is going to gravitate towards this previous level of demand, which is where we were chopping around this level previous, before we popped up to this low end structure here at around 82K. I think that we're going to retest this median line here. I think that makes the most sense for me. 68.4-ish level. We shorted today at around the highs, which is nice. My stops are break even, so I'm not quite sure exactly how long that holds for, given the most, recent strength and that the market is being moved by a few different factors right now. Economic, that IPO, as well as us at logical levels for a bounce, right? So with all that into account, I can say that we're probably going to, if we can accept above these 64.4 highs, that we should probably reclaim 65.5 and move up into that 68K level, which I think that you could catch a really good swing entry for. And I think that that would be the entry where you can anticipate a continuated breakdown of this uptrend that we have currently here. That would make the most sense for me, given the drastic rejection down, that waterfall rejection down that we saw all last month. I think that that makes sense for me. Something like this, into this break here, and then maybe into a continuation for, this order block down here. I think that this wick target for short entries makes a lot of sense. And I'm talking more or less, on a higher time frame, charter's opinion. Again, we shorted the highs of today at around 64.3. Do I think that's going to hold as an entry altogether? Probably not. I think that we could either take that break even or move a little bit more up into this structure break before any sort of continuation. On coins like Hype, when we do hold for BTC, we're seeing significant strength from it. And there's a reason, right? This is a real big outlier to the market. And when I open up a few confluences on this chart, it makes sense why this level and where it's holding from. We had this demand level sweep and deviate below. So naturally, these re-entries should be focused at those sweep levels, right? If I delete that indicator right there, that 52 level is literally where we were looking along the other day. That 54 level, this is where we were entertaining longs, which is exactly where that deviation occurred. And then that flip back up and reclaim here of the structure on Hype. That was your first entry, for a logical entry. And when I'm talking about entries like this, I'm talking logical entries. The next one was the pullback that we had yesterday, right? That exact pullback we had yesterday was at this demand level here, this level of demand. Unfortunately for yesterday's entry, I was looking along the lower time frame structure with my invalidation very tight. I ended up moving my invalidation risk-free after we had a little bit of a pop. So it took me out before the exact entry had, but I also analyzed this demand potential here, which was a 4-hour level of demand, intact with, the flip that's already occurring. And we literally just retested that ever so beautifully before moving up in towards this next level of supply on the 4-hour. We also have a supply overhead right here. So there's going to be lower time frame, lower high anticipators coming in out of the woodworks here, anticipating a lower high hold before, a rejection down. That's naturally going to happen for Hype. Me looking at this chart, I would really feel comfortable in a long right now. I'm not going to lie. I would have taken half profit on the trade. That's just how I operate. But that being said, the trade looks really strong. But all that being said, we are in lower high territory. We are reaching resistance for BTC. So in my opinion, we would need a pop from BTC up into this region here in order for Hype to really make that next leg, or maybe just a little bit of chop. So really everything that's happening right now in the market, you really need confirmation on BTC for that next move to take place. A coin like Zcash is something that I would look at for potential plays, right? Like originally, I wanted that 394 level, but I wanted that really quickly. Like I wanted that a lot more quicker than it is being tested to this point. In general, for me, I like that sweep still. I like that it's around the Monday low, even though the Monday low is already swept. I like this for a deeper retest and a deeper sweep, as well as some areas of confluence. So I will still keep my eyes on this 394 level. I'm not going to cancel those limits, because when I cancel limits that take a while to play out, more often than not, they are correct. And judging by all my analysis previous, guys, like everything has been correct. I don't need to justify that too much more. But yeah, so I like this for a pullback limit on Zeke. I like that this ties in with good levels of confluence here. But again, with BTC trading the way it is, I don't want to get caught in the crossfires of too many alts. So really not looking to set too many limits, just looking to play that Zeke one as we come closer here. For USDT.D, on this chart, I was expecting a breakdown at that point, which was in line with my limit higher on BTC, which we obviously were stopped at a lot higher than this point here. We are trading at around significant highs on USDT.D as well. This is a significant point where price should either hold or reject from. If we reject, crypto is going to see the adverse. If we pump from this level, crypto is going to see the adverse. So if we pump, crypto is going to drop. If we drop, crypto is going to pump. That's how the trend has been. And that's kind of how you just have to play this chart here. You have to play it on the adverse. We see that if we look at BTC compared to USDT.D, we got the exact adverse reaction here. So, just a beautiful chart to the downside here on BTC with the flick up on USDT.D. I mean, on Ethereum, and I'm really just going to speed run a few of these charts here. So this trend is pretty much what we've been chopping at around for ETH right now, and we've held this trend since we broke out in 2020, right? This has been a pretty exaggerated and drawn out trend, just like we're seeing on BTC. Will this break down here? Will it continue up off this retest? Look, I'm not the one to be super bearish at where I can consider the lows forming, but if I were to get a good retest on Ethereum, for a short, it would be at around that 1,850 level. If we retest that 1,850 level, for me, that would be a fantastic short opportunity, and that pretty much lines in with that 68K retest on BTC, right? Where are we going to land on Ethereum? I mean, I see people calling for 500, 900, 600, 300, 200, 100, whatever the case may be. I just like to play my levels. If we do approach this 1,100 level, for me, I mean, just by TA alone, would make sense for us to hold this level for maybe like range print until something happens, or we print the lows into a really harsh cascade and a retest of this break before anything happens, right? I'm more or less looking on the higher time frame aspect of things. I'm not really looking to pick apart the lower time frame, because the lower time frame is what you make of it. It's super choppy, and even though the next move is going to come off of lower time frame price action, and then you'll look in hindsight and say, wow, I could have played it like that. It is what it is. I mean, you got to play what is given in front of you, and what's given in front of us right now for Ethereum is suggesting for me that we're waiting for a move on BTC. Right? And until that move happens, you really don't want to be blindly limiting into anything on Ethereum. If I was to limit into anything on Ethereum on the lower time frame, it would be this level of demand here on the 4-hour, of which you have extremely tight invalidations for. It would look something like that, which, I mean, that would need to give a lot of strength in order to happen. And we would need a pullback on BTC like that into the 60K region for us to hold for a pop-up. So again, like, I'm just trying to tie in limits that make sense with BTC, because I don't think that anything is worth blindly limiting into. I think that you just got to keep playing what the market is giving you, and what the market is giving is not a lot. The market gives entries like hype, like it gave yesterday, like it gave 2 days ago. That is what it's giving right now. Other than that, anything blind right now is not worth taking. Again, unless you're playing coins like Near, Hype, INJ was strong. I know a lot of other coins have been strong, but I mean, even in Tau, like I was playing it the other day, and I played a little bit too early. But in the grand scheme of things, am I really looking to risk too much on a coin that I'm looking to catch a 3-4% move on? On this? No. I would look to play other coins. I mean, SOL right here. We broke down, continuated the trend after front running $100 retest. So we did not retest $100. We retested 98 and broke out of a rectangle area of consolidation here, which should be continuation into the downside. We saw the next leg already print for SOL, and we're at the low end of this structure flip. We need to flip this level before continuation up on SOL. So if you want to see upside, you would want to see a flip of this low first. We also have this weekly level of demand that we did retest the top of it, but that's all we did was retest the top of it. There's a chance that we go lower into this level before, printing a little bit more of a reversal pattern. We would want to see something like this hold if we are assuming that the lows are close, right? And by close, I mean close to at least a bounce, right? So I'm looking at something like this on SOL. I don't really trade this coin, but I think it's a coin that people like to look at, obviously. Let's see, Near. So on Near, we're already right back to 203. Obviously, when I scroll up on the higher time frame, like, it does not look good. But when I open up the 1 day, I get a little bit more structure to play with. So we have a demand level at around this 164 level. Should be a good level for a bounce if we ever do come up into that level. We swept the Monday low yesterday, which we took an entry for, and we profited off of that into this pop of 215. I think we were about 89% on that, which was nice. And we're looking to reclaim the Monday low here. If we hold the Monday low, I could see us moving up towards the Monday high. If we lose this level, then I see us sweeping into, potential smaller time frame RSI divergence territory. It's just super, super, super like choppy, super messy to really say that we're going to hold anywhere on top of this Monday low if you weren't already long from a level lower. If we do lose the low, I think we're just going to retrace this move already. Like, I think we'll just retrace into at least 191 to 188, which is where I wanted to get long previous, and we ended up front running that level at around 193. So that's my opinion a little bit on Near for anybody that's been playing with me. On total market cap, we lost that 1 trillion level, which is a big level. I mean, from a psychological standpoint and from a TA standpoint, that 1 trillion level is an important level, and we lost it. So that's going to be a giant point of inflection for whenever it comes to. We want to see that reclaimed. We want to see it reclaimed strong. We did not see it. All we saw happen was us grind up into that level all year before eventually straight. We literally chopped around for an elevator to take us straight down into hell. And I don't think that the worst is upon us yet. I do think that we're going to float up into these wicks here. Again, I don't think that we'll do it just yet. I think that we need to put in a retest for BTC at around 68,000, but I do think it's going to happen. I think that maybe alts will pop 1 or 2 more times before that happens, because it'll try to shake people out. People are shorting. Maybe they're a little bit too early. But I do think that us retesting 60K and holding was a good sign for at least a pop to 68, which is why I moved my stops risk-free on BTC in my short play today. I don't want to risk it into the weekend. Weekend price action has been very iffy. We've seen weekend price action lead to either pops or drops, and as of late, it's been a little bit choppy. As of late, we've seen, again, like, from March, at the end of March, we saw The weekend closes lead to pumps. So the weekend closes were leading to pumps. Weekend close, pump. Another one right here, weekend close, pump. Another one right here, this weekend deviation and then pump. And then we saw another one right here, weekend pump. Then we had this weekend sort of chop before we rejected. And then we chopped around here, rejected, and then chopped around here again before ultimately rejecting hard. And then we had this weekend price action before we pumped. And now we're just chopping. So really want to see what happens on this weekend's price action before I make my next assumptions and form my next opinions on the market. Right now, I'm just in a short and waiting to see what happens. And until that happens, I'm okay just chilling. I traded hype a lot this week, and I traded near, and honestly, just with patience comes a lot of reward. And that is all that I'm looking at for right now.